Fatality.
For fuck's sake, this had to be a rush job. This is episode number 426, and I just had to reboot the entire system just now, right before starting, so I am exactly 6 minutes late to the podcast game for UFO Buster Radio, but I'm here, and you're here with me, and we have space, the final frontier that we are going to chat about, because there's some new stuff that's going down every week. Do you remember back in the day? I think, I think it was the New York Times. You know, I was at one time a New Yorker. The New York Times every Tuesday would have like Science Tuesdays, and I used to look forward to that back in school. You know, the only time that I would ever get my hands, no pun intended, on the New York Times was on Tuesdays for science. Now, don't quote me on that because I might be getting that mixed up with the Daily News. But, I really think it was the New York Times because I remember seeing a lot of the space shuttle news reports on there. And it was a great time back then. No bills, no nothing. But now, forget about it. But, hey, that's the way it is. So Tuesday is Space Day. Now, it's funny how things work out, right? Because I didn't realize until just now that Tuesday was Space Day back in the day for me as a kid. Now, guess what? Now, freaking UFO Buster Radio is doing the space shite on Tuesdays. Like I was saying, there's a lot of news out there. SpaceX, there's just too much to keep track of. There is SpaceX news in everything. Literally, you cannot put a post on this. We would have to have, like a lot of YouTubers do, a day just for SpaceX. Like we could make Wednesday's SpaceX Day and just cover all the damn news related to SpaceX. From Starlink to the Starship to the moon to Mars to the article that we have today. Completely new take from SpaceX, if you could believe that. I mean, why, really? It's funny how everything that... when you hear him talk about, and I'm talking about the one and only Elon Musk, when he talks about SpaceX, he really, it's weird because everything for him is about innovations. If we can't innovate, we're fucked. Basically, that's what he wants to say. And I know he does because you can see it, like his eyes roll back in his head, and he gets a little jiggle in his body, and he's basically doing this. And then he comes out with, we must innovate. But really think about it. He's absolutely right. Businesses who do not innovate, who don't change every once in a while with their environment, they die, basically. Maybe innovation is the key, as Musk likes to say. But for fuck's sake, Musk, there's got to come a point where you slow down on the innovations. What the hell is wrong with you? There is no doubt that Musk is a trendsetter. But, a lot of things that I've noticed as of late, thanks, Bugs, is all in the in support of the future of SpaceX and Tesla and that whole situation. It really is. And I know a lot of people are going to take the article we talk about today with SpaceX, and they probably saw it, and at first they were thinking, oh, fuck, he loves us. He does. He's got us all in his bosom, feeding us while he implants his chip in our brain. But no, don't be foolish, mere mortal. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. I also had a question. So yesterday we talked about all the crazy debris that's hanging out in low orbit space. And actually, for fuck's sake, all these stories, they come together. I don't know how. I don't know how they all came together, but they are. We had all this debris. It was like 23,000 items, whatever. It's some fucking crazy ass number. Over 10 centimeters, 17 if you're lucky. And so we had all these numbers, right? Huge. So we're going to tie into that. But then I was thinking about that, and I said, wait a minute. So we got all these things that are blocking us, and we're having to go on 747s to be able to look into the heavens. But why are we looking so far? And then I got an ideas in the heads. I got myself an idea. We'll talk about that. I left that for the last article. But I don't know. I feel like in a lot of ways I'm bringing not just news, but information to the masses, the blue-collar masses, because you can't. There is no way that you can sit down and look up all this science mumbo-jumbo from a blue-collar perspective. Like you could imagine Ronnie Dawson driving his big rig his tanker full of oil, and he's not going to stop in the middle of the back roads talking about, I need to look up the New York Times to see what's going down on Tuesday. No, he's got, crazy cat chicks and, doppelgangers with 17-inch phalluses. So why would he? Because life is exciting enough, to be honest. Hey, what's up to the guys that are in live? We got Green Man, The Norm. We got Dre, hashtag Davina. And let's see, who else is in here? Game Vet, of course. Probably on the road right now. But why don't we get into the first track while Bugs is back there freaking cutting trees. And my motorcycle is really jealous of him, to be honest. Hell, I'm jealous of him. The way he... Listen to that. He just sat down. He just laid down not more than 30 seconds ago. And it's like automatic. I don't understand how he does this. Who knows?
Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 27. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars.
What can I say any more than desire? More than just a pretty face. So girl, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Only one love up is harder than fire. Someone who can handle me. Someone cut your heart today. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you try to come closer, I'ma give you some closure. Before you know it, it's over. So run away, run away. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run away, run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. What can I do? Gotta keep every heart safe, so we make it out alive. I don't wanna waste no time. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Try to play nice so I won't give you heartache. Trust me, baby, when I say, girl, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you try to come closer, I'ma give you some closure. Before you know it, it's over. So run away, run away. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run away, run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars.
I gotta give a special shout out to Carrie carried on, and KO had lots of nice things to say over the last episode. And it's funny because I was talking about how much I dropped the F-bomb and why it should be okay. It really, in public, it should be okay. No matter who you are, public service, it should be okay. If you are running for president, drop an F-bomb or two, you get my vote. You would, to be honest. That's just the way I am. And, there was a comment in there about me being from New York, and yes, I am. Thank you. But being in Texas, Texas is all about, polite cowboys and shit like that. Fuck's sake. It's really hard for me. It really is. It's painful, as a matter of fact. Because, like today, I went somewhere, right? And I'm looking at this lady, and she's asking me all these fucking COVID questions. Have you been out of the country? Have you been in touch with someone that's been wearing a mask? Blah, 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 and all these fucking questions. And then she takes that damn thermometer and puts it to my head. Fuck. It's like 44 fucking degrees in Texas today. Are you serious? You're not going to catch no fucking fevers out here. But then, in my head, while she's doing that, I've got all the F words going through my head. I'd like it's boiling up. It's like I want to be the Moonraker, but at the end of the day, Texas won out. So I looked down at this 5'1" lady wearing a mask, holding a freaking temperature checking device, and I said, "No, ma'am." But in my head, I was saying, "Fuck no, no, god damn it, no." I don't know. Those are the struggles. Those are the struggles that you go through life. The first article, SpaceX, we're going to get this out the way for you guys because, God damn it, Elon. What is wrong? Does he sit? I don't think he sleeps. I really don't think Elon sleeps at all. He is awake 25/8. Like he's invented his own fucking calendar. Yeah, you heard about the Mayan calendar. Elon has his own fucking calendar. It's 8 days and, 26 hours a fucking day. This is what I feel is happening. So Elon, he's got the Starlinks. We just had another launch of Starlink. Thanks to the norm, I think there's a price of $99 a month in order to get the service. Now, let me just stop for a second there. Because we were talking about before how it was we were bringing the internet to the world. We were bringing people together on Pornhub worldwide. See, even Bugs chimed in on that because he's ready for his signal. And so we were bringing, people that have never seen modern civilization who still wear leaves. Those guys, the guys that, are out there like barely dressed. They're using palm trees and shit. And we were bringing them the internet. Pornhub, we were bringing them Amazon and, get some deliveries, same day Prime members. But at $99 fucking dollars a month, listen, I pay half of that right now. Are you fucking kidding me? $99 a month? Elon, really? How much is that in pesos or in rupees? Come on. That's not helping anybody. So what the hell is going on? I feel like there's some price gouging within SpaceX Starlink system. I want to know if 99 is across the board, of course we got to go through the whole, exchange thing or whatever. But still, is everyone going to pay 99, Elon? Maybe really, what's going on here? There is no way you're saving society anymore, now are we? But let's talk about this one. Apparently, Elon's main girl over at Starlink, the main lady, let's put it that way, she chimed in recently. Recently, as close as a few hours ago, SpaceX executive pitches Starship for space debris cleanup. Really? I'm sorry, but this sounds to me like he's going to be charging people for clearing the way for his own devices. Yeah, so apparently SpaceX could use Starship to basically clear out space debris in Earth orbit alongside the program's more publicized purpose of ferrying people and cargo to the moon and Mars, according to the company executive. Yeah, so they're saying that the upper stage of the new SpaceX gigantic rocket could hold about 100 metric tons for you draconians, or more than 220,000 pounds of payload in low orbit. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that something else? Now, that sentence just kind of fucked me up for a second there, because it's saying that 220,000 pounds into lower orbit, but can it bring it back? That's a good question. We'll have to find out if the trash version of the Starship can do that. I wonder if it's going to make all those sounds, like when it's coming down and land, if it's going to make that reverse beeping sound, beep, 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 as it brings back all the garbage. I don't know. But yeah, so that's fascinating. We'll see what happens there. But according to them, they can apparently modify the vehicle in order to pick up all the fucking junk. That is self-serving, I think, because as SpaceX continues to dump Starlink's satellites into low orbit, well, of course you want to clean the fucking thing up, and then you can go and charge every rubber dicker out there that put the junk up there, because I think that's where it's going. I think what's going on here is that not only is SpaceX gonna fuck up the skies to bring at $99 a month to bring people in remote areas Pornhub, but they're also going to charge countries that dropped a bunch of junk into space for picking it up. Bugs is really on it today. So here's a quote from the lady in charge, and that is, not only will it decrease the cost of access to space, it's the vehicle that would transport people from Earth to Mars. Okay, this is coming from Shotwell, and she said this in an interview with Times technology columnist Patrick Lucas Austin, but it also has the ability of taking cargo and crew at the same time, and so it's quite possible that we could leverage Starship to go to some of these dead rocket bodies, other people's rockets, quote unquote, she had to put that out there, of course, basically pick up some of this junk in outer space. Isn't it crazy? That is bananas. Can you see that? Like, Elon, in about 5 years, Elon's going to be in everyone's pockets when it comes to space. Can you blame the guy? Like, he literally has found himself the niche of a lifetime. Who's going to stop him? Blue Origin? Get the fuck out of here. They're not going to do it. There is no competition. Now, maybe Blue Origin can take their New Glenn rocket and make that into a space garbage truck and beat him out to it. Do it now. Because we're still probably a few years away, maybe 2 years away from the final Starship. But New Glenn, hey, take New Glenn up there and collect that shit. Charge people, make some money on the side, try to get in the game against SpaceX, because you're not. Fuck, nobody is. But it's amazing, though, that he's basically, cornering every aspect of space. But that's what you gotta do, for fuck's sake. I need him to be on the board of UFO Buster Radio so that we can get some shit going on here, some innovations. Kind of move this thing forward. Maybe get a dog that doesn't snore as much. Like that. Yeah. I don't know. But the link is in the description. Check it out. There's more information on there as far as how she ad-libbed the rest of the details about being the garbage collectors of the world for SpaceX. And hey, if it works, do it. I know if I had a company like that and I could make some more bucks on the side collecting other people's shit, why not? Why not? For fuck's sake, he just farted. And it's all in my vodka right now. It's so disgusting, Bugs. It really is. 7,300 rupees. According to Green Man, he did the conversion. 7,300 rupees in India in order to get Starlink for a month. Come on. Really, Elon? Really? 7,300 rupees? No. It can't be. It can't be. Can you imagine 7,300 rupees just to listen to the podcast? God, I'd be dead in the water. In the hunt for Planet9, astronomers eye a new search technique for the elusive world. It's been a while since we had a good Planet9 story. And for those of you who don't know, Planet9 is somewhere the fuck out there, way, way, way in the deepest reaches of our solar system. And it's not the fabled Nibiru, because science identified a few years ago that there is something out there of a massive amount of gravitational pull that it's fucking with the people. I'm sorry. Everything's people to me now. But it's messing with the trans-Neptunian objects, which are all these things that traverse Neptune's path. And apparently, they are being impacted by a very large, massive object way out there. But here's the problem. You can't see the fucking thing because it's too far out. The sun is not bright enough to light this object for us. Now, there's a lot of theories. First theory, primordial black hole, which is my favorite. I mean, really, what solar system would not be complete with its own black hole? Come on, primordial black hole is amazing, fantastic. I would love for it to be that. Fuck a planet. We got enough planets. Give us a black hole. That's what I want. So they're saying that maybe the size of a fucking Tootsie Roll, but the mass of several planets in this tiny little underdeveloped black hole is just from the beginnings of the universe that really didn't develop into anything, you know? It's the special one that's just there. And it's our special one because it's in our solar system. That's what I'm voting for. Like, if we had an election right now about what the hell Planet9 is, my vote is for a primordial black hole. Sign me up every single time. The other is that there is a shitload of asteroids all clumped together somewhere, tight enough and close enough together that they're acting like they're a gigantic planet, but they're fucking not. They're just a bunch of space debris, junk, cuddled together somewhere. And they're putting out all this gravity and they're fucking with those TNOs. And the other is, of course, a planet. Some people like to call it Nibiru, the Armageddon of planets coming somehow. It's going to come by and get into our path and screw us over. Or it could just be a planet we haven't identified. Now, I would definitely go with the fact that it's something we didn't identify for many reasons. But this article is saying that of all the things that they've said that they would like to do with all these observatories and, getting tests, and all these other things they want to do, all these special newfangled things, there's a group that says we want to go back to a technique that we call shifting and stacking. Yeah, so this technique they actually used in order to identify the moons of some of our own solar system planets. Can they call it shifting and stacking? And basically what it is you take a picture, you identify something, you take another picture, you stack it up there, and it creates like a path of that faint light source in the darkness of space. But again, it's a faint light source, but it still stands out in these pictures as you look at what it's basically leaving behind is a trace of an orbit. And bada bing, there you go. That is what they're going back to. Now, the funny thing here is that there's another name, and I'm thinking some point Dexter came up with this name. So we have Planet X, we have Nibiru, we have Planet 9, but there's one that's called Giant Planet 5. Who in the... There's got to be some anime nerd at NASA that came up with this Giant Planet 5. I've never heard of this. This is the first time I hear about this. Actually, somebody else called it Planet Next, Millennial. I guarantee you that's a millennial name, Planet Next. Really? No. Just stop it. Just stop all of it. I want to get off this gravy train. So that is the latest on Planet 9. They're looking for this oldie but goodie technique. The funny thing is, if you kind of go backwards and you have success in identifying moons in our own solar system way back when, before your ass got fancy, chances are they're on the right path here. Now, they did try it. They did a little bit of a thing in order to test it. So, here's the deal. Planet 9, Nibiru, Giant 5, or Johnny 5, I don't know who the fuck it is, out there. According to Melina Rice, who's an astronomy PhD student at Yale University in Connecticut, she said if Planet 9 is out there, it's going to be incredibly dim because it's so damn far from the sun. So they actually tested this idea of going back to this whole shifting and stacking situation, and this is what they did. They found faint signals of 3 known trans-Neptunian objects, which are the ones that are being screwed with by whatever this object is. Very small bodies. So they tested it with those because they knew what they were. And then what they did is they took that method and they conducted a blind search, meaning, all right, we got you 3. You are the fools that are going to give us the data. So now we're going to take whatever we did to find you using this shifting and stacking method, and we're just going to apply it across the sky here and see if we identify anything. Turns out that the test identified 17 new TNOs, or trans-Neptunian objects. Just like that. So apparently this shit fucking works, doesn't it? So now the idea is, let's go to the broader sky and let's try to find Planet 9, Giant 5, Nibiru, or Planet X, whatever fucking name they're going to give it, which will be fascinating to know what name it's going to get. But that's where we're at right now. And according to Rice, if even one of these candidate objects is real, because of course they got to find out if the shit's really there, these 17 objects, it would help us understand the dynamics of the outer solar system and the likely properties of a Planet 9. So according to her, it's compelling new evidence. That really bleeds into another topic we have later on. And it's not after the next article, but still, if you want to know more about this particular technique, and I believe there's a video attached to this article to help you understand the madness that science is going through to identify potentially a new planet in our solar system. I mean, what is Pluto going to do with another planet? Pluto is just a dwarf. It's like challenged in so many ways.
Never sees me, I'm losing every battle. sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
By the way, I have another PSA for you guys who are kind of on the fence whether or not you want to be part of the Dark Horde YouTube episode on Saturday with the Psychics, with Addie, Charlotte, and Chris. You may or may not want to be read. You may or may not want to have the tarot cards pulled for your future. Maybe you don't want to know what the fuck your dog is thinking. But it is Halloween, so I invite everyone to, at the very least, if you got a nice outfit, you want to show it off on YouTube, get in there, come in, show us your outfit, and then you can take off before the psychics, they zoom in on you and, get your future down and tell everyone all your business that hasn't even happened yet. I'm just saying, it's a good idea. Oh, Sophia. NASA's SOFIA discovers water on the sunlit surface of the moon. When I first saw this, I wasn't even shocked. No fucks are given, NASA. You rubber dickers are the only one who don't understand that. H2O is everywhere. How many more places do you need to find before you get that through your thick skulls? It's everywhere. We got moon water. Let's bottle that shit up and sell it for a mint. You know that's coming, right? Moon water. Probably for your kids or your grandkids. Not for us right now. We got enough problems trying to get our own fucking water on the planet straight. But yeah, SOFIA, which is the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy. Yeah, apparently they confirmed that there is H2O. Not just on the cold, dark side of the moon, but the sunlit side. And the person that first came to mind when I read this, it was the one and only, not Ronnie Dawson, the one and only Pareidolia Pete, Scott C. Waring. Because how many times hasn't Scott C. Waring looked at pictures of the moon and seen something bright? Maybe reflective, and said that there's a whole power grid on the damn moon and bases and all that kind of shit that had, complex electrical systems. The lights were fucking on. No, maybe Scott or Pareidolia Pete, maybe those were reflections of the sun. I'm just saying. Maybe that's what it was. Now here's my thing though. How the fuck do you have all these missions to the moon and not one motherfucker actually sees water anywhere? Just fucking dust. I don't know. I know you guys who have conspiracy theories about the Apollo missions are probably on the edge of your seats when you saw that. And you probably thought the same thing. I'm not sure I hold the conspiracy theory on that, but still, I know No Big Deal Podcast. I know some of you think that way. That shit never happened. Well, we will never know the truth now, will we? Or maybe we do, we just can't fucking accept it. The discovery indicates that water may be distributed across the lunar surface and not limited to cold, shadowed places. It's not hiding in the dark, Missy. It's not. According to Paul Hertz, not to be confused with a rental company, we had indications that H2O, the familiar water we know, might be present on the sunlit side of the moon. But then he says, now we know it is there. Well, fuck. How long did that take? How long did it take you to figure out that the moon, which is basically, in astronomical terms, a fucking spit away, why did it take you that long to figure out the shit had water on it? Not cheese, but water. That's just crazy. And according to Mr. Hertz, the discovery challenges our understanding of the lunar surface and raises intriguing questions. Like, how the fuck did it get there? I'm telling you, when they come up with a reason behind how water got there, it's going to be one of the most complex, most ridiculous explanations you've ever heard. But anyway, he continues to say that intriguing questions about resources relevant for deep space exploration. So yeah, if you have water on the moon, for fuck's sake, I guess maybe we do have water on Mars. Really? Here's the other thing that really was perplexing to the folks that dealt with SOFIA's discovery. And here's one that's really going to blow a lot of people's mind because it reminds me of what they're saying about Mars. Without a thick atmosphere, water on the sunlit lunar surface should just be lost to space. That came from Honeyball. For fuck's sake, who the fuck is... Oh, Casey Honeyball, who is the lead author who published the results from her graduate thesis work for the University of Hawaii, who gave us Oumuamua over in Honolulu. So she's saying, Casey Honeyball, great last name, Casey, hold on to it. So she's saying basically, how the fucking hell, like literally, I'm just going to say what she thought because she's looked at the fucking numbers and holding on to her pocket protector and she's like, God damn, look at all this fucking water up here. Why is it still there? Where's the atmosphere? There's no atmosphere, right? They tell us there is no atmosphere. It has really weak gravitational pull. So why, for fuck's sake, is there water still on there? It should have all been lost into space somewhere. Go on. Well, she doesn't know. SOFIA doesn't know either. And so what's happening is that they're somehow just seeing it. They don't know why. Why is it there? And according to them, something, quote-unquote bunny ears, is generating the water. Yeah, like where the fuck is the water coming from, folks? Somebody tell me that. And something is trapping it there. Fucking conspiracy right there. Yeah, so that's what they're trying to figure out now. How did the water get there? Where is it coming from? And who the hell is holding it there? It's a hollow fucking planet. It's the Death Star. And Darth Vader is in the center of it. And he's holding the water in for us. That's what he's doing. Trying to sucker us up there so that we can get trapped on the dark side. But don't you worry about where the fuck the water's coming from or who the fuck is holding it there, because SOFIA is going back again. By the way, for you guys who didn't know who SOFIA is, so I already said what the acronym stands for. It's the Stratospheric Observatory of Infrared Astronomy. But SOFIA is an 80-20 project together with the Germans, by the way, the German Aerospace Center. And it's a fucking airplane. It's a 747 that has a telescope sticking out of it. Not any telescope, it is a pretty big ass telescope. The diameter of the telescope is 8.2 feet. And it's sticking out of the damn thing. It has I believe it's like a door, a fuselage area where it gets open and telescope is sticking out of it in order to look into deep space. Past all the junk that Elon is going to clean up, to be honest. Look past all the Starlinks that eventually are going to outnumber people on the planet. I think that's what Elon's deal is. So that's what they're going to do. They got follow-up missions to figure out where's the water coming from and what's holding it there. I guarantee you, someone's going to write a paper that says, and you guys can quote me on this. Somebody keep a tab on this. Somebody's going to write a paper that says the water is coming from Earth. That basically this interplay between the gravitational pull of Earth and the moon is we're basically leaking water from the planet Earth. Not large amounts. It's not like someone's sucking the shit up, but it's leaving in molecules, in droplets, slowly over the billions of years. The water from Earth has escaped our atmosphere and head right to the moon. And that's Earth water. I feel that coming. I just really do. I think that's what their explanation is going to be. The other explanation, of course, is that it's coming from, asteroids, smacking into the damn thing. I don't know. But it's going to be fascinating either way. But mark my words, we somehow pissed on the moon over several billion years, and that's why it's wet. Guaranteed.
Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the money?
Dumb fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat.
had to get that out of my system. It just there's something about Arnold. It's up there in number 2 in my list of people that can drop the F word and sound so unique. Like hearing Arnold curses, it's almost magical. Not as magical as Samuel L. Jackson. He's a lot higher than that. Samuel L. Jackson is like he's like the immortal one of the F-bomb. Like you can't. There's no one that can do it better than Samuel. There really isn't. That's why he needs one of those Lifetime Achievement Awards. Really. Then there's Arnold because of the accent, because he's back in the day, steroid buff, big as hell. And the accent, Austrian accent, just cussing up the storm. You gotta love it. This last one was a little bit of research on my part because I had a question, which I invite you guys to do the same. Have a question. My question is, why in the hell do we continue to look at, stars and planets that are millions to billions, not just miles, but light years away from where we are? That's a concern of mine because it makes no sense. Because even if you decided to send yourself a little telegram to, you sat down as a Poindexter and you wrote something to ET, billions of light years away, you won't even live for that damn thing to get maybe a tenth of the way, maybe even less. So why are you looking? Why do we need to look so far away? The article that I found is an infographic, as a matter of fact. So go to the link and check this out, because there is exactly 53 stars that are 16 light years away or less. 16. Like really. Like you could have a kid one day, and by the time they're teens, having their sweet 16, that message will get to ET. And by the time they're in their 30s, having their first kid, or maybe their 5th, you'd have a message back if ET was listening. In your own lifetime. What I feel sometimes is that, you get these groups like NASA or SETI or whatever, and they sit there, they got this nice little boardroom because, we've spent all our tax money on that shit. So it's like oak and shit, and, there's probably moose heads on the damn walls next to all the fancy electronics. And I could see like a row of Poindexters. They might be dressed like the village people, but they don't know who the fuck they are. But they all have their Coke bottle glasses and a nice pocket protector. And, somebody from NASA comes in, some suit. Comes in and says, hey, fellas, I know you have a short attention span, but the guys and I, we have an idea. We're thinking that instead of you guys, looking about 50 billion light years away for planets, what about, just hear me out, what if we look at something a little closer, and there, you can see the cogs moving in their head, and this is what you hear.
Could you give me my shower? Good night.
Yeah, that's basically the whole fucking conversation. And then they all just leave the room. By the way, that was Bobcat Goldthwait from back in the day, the comedian, who did a great job in screaming through all his stand-up. But he was funny. But this is not, because really, that's what I think the conversation or the inner voice is for most of these folks who deal with planetary research. I really want to know if anyone out there has a search that is in our backyard and not in somebody else's fucking backyard, at the other side of the damn universe. I would think that we should be able to find a closer candidate within, let's say less than 30 light years away. I mean, it can't be that much space between us and the nearest star. And for fuck's sake, there isn't. The closest star to us at the moment is Alpha Centauri, 4.24 light years away. That's it. It's a triple star system. You're telling me you can't watch that bitch like a hawk? I watch that shit. For real. I be sending messages every damn day. Eventually someone's gonna get it. But that's not the only one. We got 50 other. You take out the 3 from Alpha Centauri, you got 50 more fucking candidates. 16 light years or less. I'm telling you. We're being rubber-dicked here for a reason. I don't understand what it is. Because I would think if you're really looking to identify life somewhere else that was of the nature that could respond, advanced life, why the fuck are you going so far away? There's a shitload of stars right next to you, which probably have a shitload of planets. As a matter of fact, there's one that was discovered in 2012. Here, let's see. Give me a second. Tau Ceti. Tau Ceti was discovered in 2012 by astronomers, and some bitch, that thing has like 5 fucking planets. And not only does it have 5 planets, but one of those is in the so-called habitable zone. And to add insult to injury, to really give you the probe without the Vaseline, without the grease, the damn planet, the star itself, Tau Ceti, is just like our sun. Just as bright. It sounds like everything just fits perfectly. Why is it that we're not researching it? And maybe because the numbers are not big, so it's not like an attention getter. Maybe they think people are not going to be interested in it, but I would love to know if out of these 53 stars that are listed in this infographic, how many of those have current studies happening through SETI, through any other organization? How many of those are being targeted? You know, the ones that are within reach, not the ones that are way too far for us to give 2 fucks about. That's the question. Check out the link. The infographic is pretty cool because it even tells you what type of star it is, how bright it is, and whether or not it is, comparable to our own sun. But I would think that this should mean something to somebody somewhere. But definitely something I'm going to look into to figure out if maybe there is a study. Because number one, we've heard a lot of stories related to UFOs that have had, people say that Alpha Centauri or Proxima has aliens. They have been trying to reach out to us. Is that a reason why there isn't a current study on those planets? And those stars? I don't know. Food for thought, I guess. Food for thought. So don't forget, Saturday, we will have the psychic show. And everyone, again, all jokes aside, if you had a costume that you put together for Halloween and you want to show it off, please feel free to come on the podcast, on YouTube, the actual YouTube show live, and then show it off. I'm thinking myself, I might have something put together so I can show off to the folks. But the main focus of the episode is your future. What do you want to know? Do you want to contact somebody? Somebody that passed away that did a deathbed confession? Fuck, that would be freaking awesome. You know what? As a matter of fact, that's going to be one of the topics. We're going to throw out someone that passed away with a deathbed confession. See if the psychic can get in touch with them. I'm just full of ideas. I really am. I thank you guys for listening. We'll be back, hopefully, fingers crossed, on Thursday. We'll be back with a freak out. And I'm sure someone has some shit to freak out about. And I'll bring something to the table myself. But I thank you guys for listening. Ciao, good night, adios, bon voyage.
I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers. Money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket. Engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket. Yeah, I said still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no, she don't shade the knock. Russell Wilson way I get low and stay in the pocket. I get paid and do my dance like a touchdown. Yeah, I can't do no time, don't leave that gun around. In my teens, we were acting up and running around. Now we're grown, still get to it if it's necessary. On the ground from January to January. Never met nobody who retired when they were young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around a month in every February. Told him side, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told him slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted. I own everything around me, you can say it's rented. Not talking phone numbers when I'm talking 7 digits. Earn it by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them copy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot to hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah. Tell me feeling bubbly off the rose. Took a minute, but I got it out the soul way. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers make a shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.